Hey guys, it's Steph, and yeah, I mean, look, a couple days ago, Michael Wilbon had a lot to say as he sat on the sidelines and and saw just the back and forth, kind of heat up. Well, not kind of, definitely heat up between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. Over the past 2 weeks, I mean, I know he's probably said some things maybe on PTI. I don't watch PTI in a while, but this is obviously coming after these comments are coming after LeBron James made his appearance on the Pat McAfee show. Okay, I've talked about that and different angles of it, but specifically for Michael Wilbon, it's interesting that he has this to say. We know he alludes to obviously talking about Stephen A. Smith, a colleague on the network. Doesn't put a name to it, but I kind of find it shocking that he would say something this strong, knowing who we're talking about. Stephen A. Smith has had, or maybe have currently, I don't know, who knows now at this point, has had a lot of respect for Michael Wilbon. I mean, when it comes to ESPN and some of the more prominent black talent that we've had on that network, Michael Wilbon, well, Stuart Scott, number one, and Michael Wilbon were up there. There might have been a couple others here and there, but definitely, those were a few years ago, one guy passed away too. I forgot his name. Not Stuart Scott, but another guy too, man. But Michael Wilbon is up there, and it seemed like, Stephen A. has become not just, been a prominent black face, or black sports commentator and whatever, entertainer on ESPN, but also a top dog and a top face. So, could there be some jealousy coming from that? Could there be some animosity possibly from Michael Wilbon? Or could Michael Wilbon just be a straight shooter, right? And just be like, yo, look, I don't like the way, basically Stephen A. Smith has been conducting himself in the whole LeBron James situation, and, using Bronny James and talking about him for clicks and X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, let's get into it. This is a specific quote he says. I have a 17-year-old son, so this matters to me. I am particularly sensitive to it. I do anything for my kid, and I would hug LeBron for what he did for his kid. There were shows that talked about Bronny every day. You know what shows I'm talking about. I don't care if my bosses get mad. They would try to get Tony and me to talk about it. No, we are not going to do it. They talked about him more than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's pandering. It's all pandering. Let me be clear. Our business is a piece of bleep. A lot of days. Okay, very strong. He doesn't want to talk about Bronny James. We understand that. He feels that people are using it for clicks and stuff. I mean, I would say it's more so social media, honestly, than on TV. Okay. You can't blame the networks for talking about Bronny James when we saw just how he was handpicked by the Lakers and inserted into the day one game for the court. And on opening day for the Lakers, their opening game, the opening home game, and then to have the photo op moment, all that stuff, right? And then didn't play, and then obviously wasn't ready to play on the court. And then I guess the big game that happened back in January when he had to be called up to the game to play in Philly because they're just missing Gabe Vincent and some other guards. He still didn't play well. I'm surprised that they didn't have anybody else to fill in. They can call from the G League, but Bronny James though, and that's fine. He didn't play well, and they assessed his game. And JJ said that, probably, I think paraphrase, maybe shouldn't have put him out there, didn't have prepared enough, whatever. I mean, like it's fair criticism, right? I mean, I think the big crux is that, and when ESPN was talking about, or particularly First Take, when they're talking about Bronny James, I mean, at least I know from Stephen A's standpoint, like he never crapped on Bronny James whatsoever. Again, this is not a defense of Stephen A. Smith, but you got to look at things of what was logically said. The only problem is that, as a father, right? And you have everybody saying, "Oh, we've never heard anybody talk about a second round pick." Like they want to afford Bronny James the pass of, well, he's a second round pick just because he's LeBron James' son. We shouldn't really talk about him. And again, I don't think that's fair. Now, I'm not saying you have to flame him up, disparage the kid, and trash the kid, and trash LeBron James. No, that's different than just saying, okay, he's playing. If he's going to be called up and he's LeBron James' son and we know how he got in the league, okay then, right? So to me, when I hear this from Michael Wilbon, yes, a lot of people are going to agree with this. A lot of people do agree with this, and I do agree with some of this. Yes, I mean, I can say this for sure. I mean, look, if he's talking on the internet and stuff, guys like me, guys like other people on the internet, whatever, that's fine. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, we're all doing it for clicks. That's just the business. That's the nature of it. I mean, ESPN is doing it for clicks. Networks are doing it for clicks. It's trending. I mean, if he doesn't refuse, I mean, I get if people are talking about Bronny James ad nauseum on national TV. In prime slots, crapping on him all nonstop. I get that. Call it out. Call out the programs. Call out the commentators. You know what I'm saying? Put a name to it. Okay, because the only name that I'm putting into is Stephen A. Smith, but Stephen A. Smith didn't crap on Bronny James. He really got on LeBron James for the whole as a father comment, which is basically, people are saying that, oh, well, how can you question, LeBron James parenting? And again, it's just like, no, it's just like as LeBron, as the father who made sure to have Bronny on your team, and then he has to play and he's in these spotlights and not looking good. The criticism is going to come with it. But hey, Stephen A. Smith, evil. He was in the wrong for that. Wilbon said that he's proud, would have hugged LeBron for checking. Basically, Stephen A. Smith on the sideline, weird. Okay. It seemed like there's like a war at ESPN, not a war, but just people don't like Stephen A. Smith. He got his money, okay? After he gets his money, he gets checked by LeBron James, okay? LeBron James goes to Pat McAfee, okay? And then you have Michael Wilbon talking about this, right? And we know who he's talking about. All right, it'd be nice to just get some clarity. Direct got Michael Wilbon seemed like a straight shooter. I have a lot of respect, and I like Michael Wilbon. It'd be nice for him to put a name to it, okay? But it seemed like now it's getting to the point where ESPN and CNBC ain't doing themselves no favors, and just the whole Kobe Bryant comment was very disgusting and distasteful, and his rebuttal to LeBron James' appearance on Pat McAfee. So Stephen A. Smith gets no pass in that, and just the misinformation of him not attending D Wade's Hall of Fame ceremony while his son, I believe around the time his son literally just had a heart attack or and had surgery or operations, whatever. Just wrong on Stephen Smith's part. Stephen Smith definitely went overboard. His crash out in response. I talked about Stephen Smith's response on the show, but I didn't talk about it the next day in his appearance, and it was bad. It was very bad on his part. You know what I'm saying? The whole backstabbing and just the whole I'd never liked him and this and that. And again, Stephen A. Smith's feelings was hurt. Stephen A. Smith's feelings was hurt over this. Okay, saying he's never put a diaper in a bib on LeBron James. I mean, he just really, at the end of the day, you're a partner with the NBA, and, ESPN is responsible for helping promote the game as they have games in the air and stuff like that. So I do feel like Stephen Smith has a responsibility to kind of tone some of that shit down, all right, and watch his mouth, especially when he's talking about my favorite player, Kobe Bryant. Okay, and to use Kobe Bryant and insert that. So I get all that. That's the part that's definitely garbage to me more than the whole Bronny James and LeBron James stuff, honestly. Okay, but here we are. Okay, we have another guy at ESPN. And I'm sure Michael Wilbon wouldn't make this comment if he didn't have sentiment on how other people at ESPN definitely feel about Stephen A. Smith. But Stephen A. Smith is here to stay. And as this continues on, because this is not going to be the last drama that Stephen A. Smith is going to be involved in. We know that for sure. Okay. Yes, he has covered the game in X, Y, and Z. Been a beat reporter, all that stuff. We get all that, but when you get to the level of ESPN, you're a TV personality, you're a media personality. Okay, your basketball analysis and all that stuff that's not really what he's needed for. And these back and forths, whether we like it or not, is going to be entertaining. It's going to cause clicks. And as for just Wilbon saying the stuff for clicks with Bronny James, that's just the cycle we're in. Okay, if you want to criticize your own network, you got to call out the shows and the particular people who you have a problem with as saying it's a bunch of crap a lot of these days. But hey, y'all know what y'all think about this? What Michael Wilbon got to say? Let me know if you agree with what I say or disagree and who you think he was talking about. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.